Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us, and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show. Hey, Cleaning Nation, good to have you here. I've got my beautiful, lovely, intelligent, and altogether awesome sidekick, Natalie, on. Feel free to say hello, Natalie. Well, what do you want? Wife? Better half? You tell me. What do you want to be today?
Sidekick works.
Sidekick it is. Well, and if for those of you watching the video, she's literally my sidekick in that she is to the side of me, but I don't know that she's
like that side. Or...
Actually, this side. No, that I can't work it out. Anyway,
this way?
all the people on the podcast are getting pissed because none of this makes any sense. But she's here. We're here. Today, we are going to talk about one of my favorite things, which is how to fall in love with your cleaning company again. Hello, Mindy, Karen, and Brandy. Glad to have you. So many people I talk to, and this is probably just as I'm a coach, people call me when this happens, they have poured their life into their baby. But their baby is out of control, and sometimes I don't know if they share it with everybody, but truth be told, they are ready to give up sometimes. And in order to save more of those conversations with you guys, I'm going to try and help release some of that stress and give you some options to feel better, work better, and get control of your business again before it gets to the bad point. And hello, Joe Lou. Love that guy. All right. So the reality is if we don't get this right, and if you kind of fall prey to being overwhelmed and starting to hate your business, if we're honest, and regret the decision that you've made and want out, and just you've got so much stress and it's demanding so much from you, giving so little, eventually it's going to cost you your business. And what that means is everything that you put in, the time, the money, is one thing, but really, again, when people are being honest with me, it's the self-confidence. It's the way that they assess themselves as an entrepreneur. And actually, I love Natalie's thoughts on this. As a guy, I know that I very much feel that my success in business is related to kind of my self-worth sometimes. I'm not saying that's good. Please don't hear me coaching that that's okay or something you want to strive for. Just trying to be honest. Oftentimes when I'm doing not well in business as a guy, it's hard for me to have pride and really, it really messes with me. And I don't know if I think that's typical for guys. Natalie's same with the fair sex, or do you feel it's a little different for you guys?
I think it just depends on your station, right? Like if you are the business owner, it absolutely ties in with your self-confidence and your self-worth, because that's your baby. Everything that you have created comes from you. So if what you have created isn't working, then that kind of is a reflection on you. If you are working as a supporter, or if you're kind of out of the business, or just as a spouse, or
you mean like a
that
sidekick
kind of capacity,
like a sidekick. All right, just checking.
I think on my end, because now I'm kind of like being more of a sidekick than an active role in the business. My pride and self-worth and all that comes in supporting you. So I guess as a byproduct, if you feel like you're failing, then I feel like I'm failing you as a supporting role. But as far as like the business itself, I think I'm kind of that tie is severed.
Okay, so it has a lot more to do with the position, maybe from your perspective. All right, so the goal of today's broadcast and our conversation today is to make sure that we don't lose all the time and money that you've put in, whether you are one of those weak people like me that your self-confidence has to do with your business success, or you're beyond that. There's still categorically lots of time and money and passion and life force and years that we're not going to get back we put in this company. And if and when you just give up, aside from, the example leaves for your kids and everything, it can be devastating. So we're going to talk about exactly how to avoid that today. But first, I think everyone in the chat and everyone on the video or watching us on video should acknowledge how nice Natalie's hair is today. She got it done yesterday. And I think 12% of the reason I could get her to come on with me is because she knows she's a good hair day. She's like, yeah, sure. I want the world to see this bad. I, however, look the same tiny close hair that doesn't really do anything one way or another. So we'll look at the chat for that. All right. So the first belief that we've got to kill, because it's really hard to take back control of our cleaning companies with this belief, is that it has to be miserable. And the problem is, if you just live in the world, there's so much bull crap out there that I mean, technically, everyone's so sweet in the chat. Thanks, Brandy and Karen, giving Natalie I'll let Natalie respond to the chat privately. Beauty in the mic. Yeah, you nailed that, Thomas. So we believe it has to be miserable. We hear things like, oh, if you're a business owner, just expect to work 80, 90 hours a week. There's no way you can make profit in the first. Everyone's giving the hearts. You guys are the best. It's impossible to make profit the first 2 or 3 or 5 years. Ever makes up 90% of businesses go out of business in the first year. And well, a lot of that may be true for lots and lots of folks. It doesn't have to be, right? The reality is it is exactly what you tolerate. We're going to talk about exactly how to give the systems and processes behind it. But if you tolerate misery and the company running you, then you'll get that. If you are intolerant of that and decide that's not going to be the case, it doesn't have to be the case. So we really want to make sure that you've got mindset. We talk about that a little coming up as well. A powerful mindset, not a weak mindset. So I'm not saying, I think the failure rate on new businesses the first 5 years is very, very high. So I'm not saying that truth isn't the case. I'm saying, great, but it's not 100%. And there's lots of successful businesses out there, thousands, if not millions. So instead of focusing on what's not working and all the excuses we have, let's really dedicate ourselves to taking charge of our business. And that's part of why you're here, right? That's why we're part of Cleaning Nation. So I love that. The next thing that's going to hold you hostage is the belief that I'm stuck and I'll always be stuck. One of the most fun parts of my job is I get to do breakthrough calls with you guys call me looking for help. And there is nothing more fun than having people that feel stuck and feel like they can never make it out. And they're almost hopeless and ready to give up, and being able to help them see that there is hope. And really, you are stuck as long as you believe that you're stuck and you refuse to change and grow and do something different. So if you are committed to continue doing what you're doing, you are committed to getting what you've been getting. But that doesn't mean, by definition, we do something different, you're going to get different results. So as long as you're willing to be enslaved by that belief of I'm stuck, or there's nothing I can do about it, then that becomes your reality. But when you go, if I do this, I get this, I'm going to try that and I'll get something different. Maybe it'll be the right thing, maybe it won't. And obviously, if you have a proven system like we teach, you'll get the results that you're supposed to. But you can't get worse. If you hate the results that you got, you can definitely do something different. And Natalie, you talked to lots of Cleaning Nation. Any thoughts on this before we move on?
Gosh, I don't know. I think you just kind of really nailed it, honestly.
And she's having a good hair day. She's like, I ain't talking to nobody. Good. Then we will keep rolling, and you jump in when we thank you so much, Brandy. Says, glory to God, I needed this. Well, I'm so glad you're here, Brandy, and I promise there are other people on this broadcast that feel the same way, and we're gonna love on all of you guys. So here's the good news and the bad news. I think I've said this on broadcast before. The other killer, the absolute most insidious fact that we can, in addition to focusing on all the failure rate, we've got to work on our hours and won't make money for all that BS. The biggest killer is probably the fault somewhere else outside of me. It's not my fault, right? You don't understand. If you were in my business, or if you knew my employees, or if you knew my whatever, then well, guess what? We coach people, and this broadcast goes to over 100 countries, I believe. I personally coached probably in half a dozen, every state in the United States, I'm sure. The reality is you have created everything that exists in your business, which can be either terrifying or exhilarating. If you're unwilling to do something different and change, it's terrifying because we have to take 100% responsibility for everything that's there. The exhilarating part is we realize every single bad thing came because of a decision we made, and every single bad thing can be eliminated by a decision we're going to make. Every good thing that we want can be made by a decision we're going to make. If your customers really won't pay, and you're the only one in the world I've ever talked to after talking to thousands of you, then you should quit. You should just get a job. What are you going to do? It makes no sense. Why keep fighting if you don't have a chance? Or if you're going to adopt the reality of everything that we created is because we've created it, then you have a swinging chance. So I'm going to encourage you guys to take the exhilarated route of every single thing I created, or everything that exists, I created. So all the bad that I did was from a decision I made, and I can fix it with another decision. Every single good thing that's in this business I create, I can take full responsibility for, right? 100% you. All right. Another belief that we've got to transition to fall in love with your business again. And hopefully you're getting all these. And when you start changing, you're like, I can fall in love with my business again. So the things that we have to kill is it has to be miserable. If you believe your business has to be miserable, you can't fall in love with it again. If you believe you're stuck and you're never going to go anywhere, you can't fall in love with it again. If you believe the fault is someone else's and there's nothing you can do about it, how can you be in love with a business that's just this arbitrary thing that exists outside of your power? The next thing is you have to clean or work in your business 24/7. that will absolutely kill it. Or you have to clean even 1 second a day. When I had my construction company, I don't know how to weld. I certainly don't know how to install heavy equipment. So I didn't, and I was able to run my company, right? If I could give you guys a gift, it would be the belief that you are unable to clean, right? I know that I'm unable to weld or do construction, so I never did, and I had to figure it out. I promise you, if I was able to weld or do any of the stuff in my construction company, or when I had my car dealership, if I was able to rotate tires or do all the work that we did, I don't think it would have served me. So first and foremost, we've got to make sure that not only do we not have to clean or even work in our business 24/7, working in cleaning is the biggest example of that, is the lowest pay thing that you can be doing and will suck the life out of you. There's no way. I've not met anyone that's been honest that really, really got life-giving force and encouragement and excitement from cleaning ever. I've had people that are willing. I've had people that say cleaning's not that bad. I don't hate it. It's not what I got into this for, but I'm willing. That's very different than the excitement and love you can get from actually growing a company. Natalie looks like she's got some bit of genius on the tip of her tongue, so I better be quiet so we can make sure it gets out.
I don't know if it was genius.
Right on the tip. It's going to happen. Everybody expects huge things.
I have met some people who really do get a lot of joy out of cleaning. They love it. But typically they're younger and they have the energy and the drive to do it. But as a result, they're doing what they love, which is cleaning. And it is an easier task, physically more demanding, but mentally, emotionally, it's much easier than doing the difficult thing, which is setting up the systems and kind of giving up that control to your employees and growing the business. So I think they conflate that I really enjoy cleaning. It's cathartic for me. I enjoy providing a service to people with, I enjoy this business. And then they're kind of stuck in that. And then as they get older, their body starts to give out because it's physically demanding. Then they no longer have the energy to love the cleaning, but they have foregone all of those systems and processes. And now they're really set in their ways and they don't want to move forward and learn new systems and give up their baby to other people. So if you do love cleaning, don't fall into it because it's kind of this trap where you're like, I love it. This is so much fun. I could do this forever, because you really can't. And then by the time you're ready to move out because you can't do it anymore, now you're exhausted because now you have to do the cleaning. You're doubly exhausted because you're older. And now you have to retrain yourself to build new systems.
And we make up all sorts of crazy stuff when it comes to that. Like, oh, my customers need me. They won't tolerate anyone else, or no one else knows how to clean like I do. So we will make up any reality in our life just to avoid doing the hard work of growing as an entrepreneur. So again, not a blessed thing wrong with cleaning. And if you love cleaning, that's fine. But if you want to be a business owner, you got to not love cleaning. So if I love changing the oil on cars, and I had my car dealership, in my spare time at home when I wasn't working or building my company, if I want to change the oil on cars, God bless it. But I can't do that at work because no one's running the company. So, all right. So really, we want to make sure. And the cool thing is, not only is working low pay, working in the business cleaning, it will suck the life out of you. You can't do it consistently. You might love cleaning today and tomorrow, but I promise you won't love it for 3 years because you can't grow, right? Once you've cleaned, you learn everything you learn in the first couple months, and that's that. The good news is building systems and culture is what you have to do if you want to be profitable and really lead and impact your community. It happens to be way more fun. If not more fun, it is certainly more fulfilling and satisfying. So it really depends on what you want. If you want comfort and kind of this level and not to be a leader, go get a job as a cleaner. That's fine. But if you want to be a leader and build something and grow something, let's step up. And I'll be honest with you, building systems and culture, way scarier, way harder. You have to put yourself way further out there than you do cleaning. There's really no risk in cleaning. Nothing bad's going to happen, but the impact that you can have is way more fun. All right. And this again comes to the people like, it's not my fault. You don't understand my customers. A version of that is all the success people out there are just lucky, or they have it different, or they were born rich, or it was easy for them. The reality is they're all intolerant of failure. They've probably gone through as much or more underneath the surface that you'll never know that they did. The big difference they have from you, if you're not having the results that they want, is mindset and systems. Those are the only two things that are different. So if you want to upgrade your business and fall in love with it again, if the mindset and systems that you've been following are making you hate and resent your business, we need to adopt mindsets and systems that will help you love your business again. And we're talking a lot about mindset, how you think and what you believe. And I know a lot of you want the tactical stuff, and it's tough because I try and give as much of that as I can here, but really that's why we have a program, because it takes weeks and weeks and weeks and months to really get that in. But the mindset you can change today. And every tactic, every tool, every system, every process I have, if your belief is that it's not my fault, I can't do it, I'm stuck, I'm not good enough, it's the customer's fault and the employee's fault, you don't understand. Every tactic I have, every tool, everything I've used over the last 20 years to build several multi-million-dollar businesses will be 100% useless in your hands. We've got to get that belief that the right systems and the right tools will get you the right results. Okay, the hiring process has to be long and time-consuming. This will kill you. So many people know, some of you guys don't even know you should always be hiring. If we're in a growing cleaning company, you absolutely need systems, processes, all that good stuff. Nicole says, where can I get your systems? Go to growmycleaningcompany.com. Nicole, we're going to talk about the end, kind of a free way to get more help, but growmycleaningcompany.com has everything we have. Thank you for asking. So that said, some people don't know that they should always be hiring. But if you're going to have a growing cleaning company, right, we talked about there's not a lot of stuff. Most cleaners aren't going to stick around for 10 years, right? You might get a unicorn that does, but there's some churn and there's some turn. If you're growing, you always need cleaning company or cleaning people anyway. And typically when we get stuck cleaning, it's because there's not enough people. And there's not enough people because we hate the process, right? We put in an ad and we get hundreds of resumes. And truth be told, we get all 100 and we go through 31 of them and we get overwhelmed and we stop. And of that 31, we make all these calls and it's phone tag. It's miserable and it's so painful. We finally get one guy or gal that's barely enough or not even enough. We stop and run like heck away from that because we never want to do that again. And then we set ourselves up for failure because when that girl or guy, stops kind of being plugged in, they start holding you hostage. They know you need them way more than they need you, right? And they can go get another crappy $12 an hour job tomorrow, but you can't get someone you know will show up tomorrow. So they start taking advantage, and it's just and then we start becoming dependent. All these terrible things happen. And if you have a belief that the hiring process is to be long and time consuming, you're either going to have a long and time consuming job and hate your life, or you're going to be held hostage by a bunch of crazy people that don't care about your business. Both of those will cause you to hate your business and not love it. So we've got to move that belief to having and keeping the hiring process is really as long or as painful as the system that you want to follow. And we absolutely, hey Kim, we got Kim and Jason on. So excited. And
hey guys.
Kim, I know I'm going to see you in a couple days. Don't think I don't know. Yay,
so
Kim.
Exciting.
Sorry, everybody that's not in on that, but I love Kim and tech with it. I have to tell her. She needs to know. All right. So the hiring process is really only as long and painful as the system that you follow. And we keep talking about systems. We coach on a system that takes 3 to 5 hours a week, and you have all the employees that you need. There's lots of things that work. The key is you have a system that works, that's repeatable, scalable, dependable, and it's not you wading through a bunch of going through that thing that you hate. If you hate it and you run away from it, you're doing it wrong. It does not have to be painful. It can actually be fun. And that leads us to the next thing where people go, okay, fine, I do have a hiring process. Having employees and keeping them is always going to be a pain in the butt. Well, the reality is employees are either joyful or painful from your perspective based on people are going to think the quality of employees, right? It isn't the quality of employee. I've coached 2 people in the same city repeatedly where one says, you don't understand, nobody wants to work. They're all thieves and liars and terrible people. That's all I got. And another one's got the best employees in the world. The reality is one is hiring probably with no system and out of desperation and just who knows how to clean or who's cleaned the longest. The other was hiring off of a core values match. They're hiring people that believe at a very deep level the same things that they believe. And we can't get into it now because we're already probably way over on time. But there is magic in that. When you hired a core values match, they're not going to do those things. You're like, what were you thinking? That was crazy, right? They may make small mistakes or do different things, but if this core values match, instead of you trying to bend them to something that they're not, which is very frustrating, hard to do, you get to just blow wind underneath their sails and encourage them what they're doing. Natalie, do you have any more genius at the tip of your tongue you're dying to share?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially with core values, like if you look at your circle of friends, the people that you truly love and appreciate and get along with, they're typically going to be core value matches, right? Like they share the same core values as you. It's not like you're going to spend the majority of your time with people that are diametrically opposed with your core beliefs. So if you can intentionally find people like that will work with you, the level of communication, camaraderie, and working towards a common goal is going to be way higher than just hiring somebody that has any kind of experience in cleaning. Like we always try to like, oh, well, they know they've cleaned before, they've done this before, and I just want somebody that knows how to clean. Well, you can definitely train somebody how to clean easily in a few days. Depending on how picky you are, but you cannot train somebody to believe the same things that you do. You can't train them to have the same passion and the same thought processes, like Mike was saying. So that is super key to not only having people that are amazing employees, but just loving the people that you work with, right? Like if you can, that's one of the benefits. You get to choose who you spend your time with. Why wouldn't you choose people that you really enjoy and get a lot of energy and support from?
Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better myself. So once we've solved kind of a lot of this nonsense of it has to be hard, the hiring process has to be hard, dealing with employees has to be hard. I've got to clean all the time. It's not my fault. There's nothing I can do. I'm stuck and I'll always be stuck. The last couple things that, kind of things that we got to break down our head is that, we have to put up with customers that are a pain in the butt, right? We don't like them. They don't appreciate the work that we do. They're always trying to get a discount. They always want more than they do. They're always scope creeping. They're always not paying on time. They're always complaining and picky. But the reality is you only have to put up with pain in the butt customers when you don't have a repeatable, scalable, dependable system to get the right customers in. Jennifer says, I used your advice on hiring, got 2 great people. Thank you so much for sharing. Nicole said she's started using her core values and has been able to hire more effectively. And the reason I share those with everyone who's not on the live, you guys always yell at me for talking the chat on the non-live folks. But the reason I share that is it's one thing for me to sit up here yapping. It's another when we have the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in Cleaning Nation that can share the results that this stuff actually works. So I love sharing it with you, but it's even more powerful when you guys share with you. So the last bastion we had to kill is that false belief that we have to put up with pain in the butt customers. The reality is the only time we have to put up with pain in the butt customers is one, we have a false fear, which is what it is 80% of the time. The other one is the false fear that they'll leave or, whatever. And even if they do leave, we don't have fear because we can't get another one. So once we have systems that are repeatable, scalable, dependable to get the right customers, not just any customers, believe it or not, it's easy to get bad customers, right? I don't like construction cleanup, but those are the easiest ones to get. So everyone loves doing construction cleanup, not because it's easy. The job sucks, but the customers are easy to get because they know they're not very good. I don't know if they know they're very not good customers, but they're not. So we have to make sure to solve that tolerance of crazy people or people that aren't a core values match that make you miserable. You need to be able to trust that you can get replace them with the right customers. A kind of a corollary of that is customers and employees are always going to run my life, right? As a business owner, I got to be available 24/7 for customers. Employees are going to call, they're going to text, they're going to email. I never can go on vacation or have a dinner without, your family trying to compete with you or with your customers or your cell phone or whatever's going on. The reality is once you have the right systems running your business, they also will run your customers and your employees, and then you run the system. So once you have the right systems running your employees and your customers, then you run the systems and the systems run them. So we really got to take control. So yes, absolutely. The natural state of things that will happen if you don't take charge is your customers and employees will try and run your life. The reality is you need systems to run them, not you, and then you run the systems. But if you're too busy cleaning or working in the business, that's never going to happen. So the beauty of all this is with the right systems and the right mindset, you can have the time and money freedom. I know so many businesses fail, just they have bad mindset and they don't have the right process. If you have those things, you can be successful. Cleaning Nation is one of my favorite things because there's so many people that prove that day in, day out. Christina Jocelyn just chimed in. Love that woman. You can have the time and freedom impact or the time and money freedom that you wanted and the impact that you desire when you got into this business, as long as you are willing to upgrade your systems and upgrade your mindset. So everybody that's like, man, this is for me. I've got to do something different. I'm willing. I want that mindset. I want those systems. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com right now. There's an absolutely free on-demand training with the 5 shifts that you need to make to start making this transition in your business. And there's an amazing offer at the end for another free thing that can take the next step. So we do our best to give as much value through these broadcasts, through the podcast, the videos, the website. So if you go to all this, Jennifer says, where do we get info on your coaching? I promise you, Jennifer, if you go to growmycleaningcompany.com, do that free. Before I ever talk to anyone about coaching or our program, I always want to make sure that we give massive amounts of value and they really know that we can absolutely help them. So I'm not trying to be cagey or anything, Jennifer. I just want to make sure, truth be told, we only take 10 or 20 folks per month at this point. So go to growmycleaningcompany.com. Sign up for the free on-demand training. There's no charge for it. It's amazing. It's the best that I've got. Thank you, Christina. She's saying such kind things. But again, the reality is I want to encourage you. I have no magic beans. I can't make you do something that you want to do or drag you to your own success. So this is really for the people that are hearing this and going, yes, I am committed. I won't live like this anymore. I want to take back my time. I want to take back my freedom. I'm not going to live like this anymore. I'm going to demand and insist and tolerate this cleaning company giving me time and money freedom, and I'm done allowing it to take it. If that's you, I promise you, if you go to growmycleaningcompany.com, there's all the tools that you need to grow. Without that, every tool I've got's not going to do any good. So if this was huge and this got you to the point, if we just got one person to the point today, we're like, I won't live like that anymore. This was worth my time, Natalie's time, everybody on here's time. And if that's you, go to growmycleaningcompany.com. I can't wait to talk to you soon. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next week. Kim says freedom to vacation is the best, and she's qualified. Her and her husband, Jason, I think came here with Phoenix for Kim says team Mike and Nate forever. I don't know who this Nate fellow is, but hopefully he's as good looking as my bride, Natalie, busting chops because I love Kim. But yeah, they're qualified. They came for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks last time. Even though they teased me and said they weren't coming, Kim's going to take a vacation with us up in Toronto here next week. Love you guys, Cleaning Nation. All right. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. And I can't wait to see you at the website. See you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.